Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to be doing a movie review for The Road, and this stars Viggo Mortensen, Charlize Theron, Robert Duvall, and Guy Pearce. So it's got a pretty first-rate cast, but they're almost unrecognizable, most of them, because this is a post-apocalyptic tale, and of course it is about the world crumbling and how humanity is destined for extinction and all of that. So, of course, beauty isn't the first thing that's on these people's minds in the movie. I think they're more interested in survival because most of them are very sick and they're starving. And so, they obviously look a lot older than they're supposed to be. Most of them look about 50 years older than they're supposed to be. And I gotta really hand it to the makeup artist because they did a great job capturing that real leathery, grimy, gritty look because they all look very shriveled up. And I remember there's this one part of the movie where there's this old guy on screen, and I saw this with my dad, and he turns to me and goes, "Is that Robert Duvall?" And I was like, "Oh my god, it is Robert Duvall." I had no idea. I couldn't tell it was him. He was just unrecognizable. And Guy Pearce is in this movie as well. And I'm a really big fan of his, but I couldn't tell it was him until the credits started. So yeah, I think that the makeup people did a really good job for this. But anyway, the movie is based on the book by Cormac McCarthy, and he also did No Country for Old Men, which was adapted for the screen a couple years ago by the Coen brothers. And I really liked No Country for Old Men a lot, mainly because the Coen brothers are just master filmmakers. I think they capture style so perfectly of the Cormac McCarthy books, because I think, I guess Cormac McCarthy, I haven't read any of his novels, but what I've heard is that his work is, known for its beauty and imagery and all of that. And that's what's so wonderful about No Country for Old Men. There's not that much dialogue in the film, but it's got such quiet moments, and each shot you feel has, a certain necessity. Everything ties together, and there's a certain beauty and art about it, and which makes it really special, I think. And that's why the Coen brothers, I think, are incomparable, because they can just take all of these shots and create this long piece of tension throughout the movie. And that's what I think The Road lacked. I mean, The Road, yes, it is a book that I'm sure is very beautiful, and it's supposed to, have all these quiet moments, yet also very tense moments of viscera and all of that, but I don't think that the movie really achieved that, or the director didn't achieve it. It went through all the motions, but it didn't quite achieve that level of viscera for the audience. And of course, it is a very sad film, of course. It's a survival story about a father and son, and they're just trying to keep each other safe, and kind of their love takes them through all these horrible things that are happening around them. And I guess what you're supposed to get out of the movie is that, no matter how much the world may be crumbling around you, that there is still humanity left in the world. But I mean, I just didn't think that the direction was very good. I mean, I just don't feel that it had the same maturity as other films. You look at films like Lawrence of Arabia, No Country for Old Men, that really capture a certain amount of, I guess, intensity and this level of beauty and celebration of quiet moments. But in this movie, I just didn't get that. It was one of those movies that had a lot of potential, and I could see it, but it didn't quite reach that at all. And it really made the movie a lot less enjoyable for me. Things that I did like about the movie, though, were, I think I liked Viggo Mortensen, and I think all the actors did a good job. They did as well as they could with this material. And I also liked the idea of how they tried not to go conventional, and they were showing that, people make mistakes. I'm not going to go into it because this is a non-spoiler review, but there were moments where, some of the characters do make mistakes, and they realize it, and they don't know, if it was the right decision or not, but they just kind of have to go with it. And I really kind of liked that idea, showing the flaws and the humanity in the people. Problems I had, and I can't really talk about it because it was in the last 5 minutes, but the last 5 minutes of the movie I absolutely hated. I thought it was so bad. I couldn't stand it. I was angry by the end of it, because I can't say anything, of course, but it was just one of those uplifting, kind of hopeful endings that just felt really, really corny to me. And another thing I really didn't like about the movie was the color of it, the tone. it was very grayish and it was extremely severe. I mean, it was like it was, they were trying to say, look how dark and, bleak this place is. And I really didn't like that because to me, it looked like a bad Smallville episode or Supernatural episode from the CW. It just was not, I just didn't think it was well executed at all. My dad said, I mean, I wouldn't know this, but he's read the book and he said, well, maybe that was, that's how the book is. And I'm like, well, what works for a book doesn't necessarily work for a movie. I mean, it's great if you want to capture the spirit of a movie, but, sometimes it just doesn't work. And in this sense, I don't think it did. I mean, I'm not reviewing the book, I'm reviewing the movie, and I think you need to be able to kind of separate yourself from a book if you're, because a movie is a different medium of entertainment. So that's kind of what I thought about it. I mean, maybe one day I'll read the book and talk about it, but I haven't yet, so I'm just kind of judging it from what I saw. So I was pretty disappointed in this movie. There were parts of it, flashes of things that I liked, but overall I think this is not something that you need to go see. Maybe rent it if you got nothing else to do, but yeah, I was disappointed in this. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I have to say. So I'll see you guys later.